Welcome back, fellow cardboarders, and a warm welcome to all the new subscribers. As of the filming of this video, we are only 84 subscribers away from hitting the 500 subscriber milestone. So if you did enjoy this video, do consider subscribing to the channel. Now today will be another little experiment on my channel. We are trying to create a tier list of all the full art lands that are in existence as of mid-November 2023. I did include the upcoming Fallout set here, so this land will also be included in the tier list. And as I just said, it's a little experiment, so if you enjoyed this kind of video, do let me know in the comments if I should do it again. I do have several ideas of tier lists to create, but I also just want to know if people are actually enjoying watching these kinds of videos. Before we begin, I tried to sort the lands into their release date, so we're starting here with the Unglued lands, which I count towards the full art lands, and then we have the Zendikar lands, the Unhinged lands, and so on. And the last lands we see here are the Lord of the Rings lands, the Eldraine lands, the Lost Caverns of Ixalan lands, the Jurassic Park, and we're ending with the Fallout lands. Keep in mind, art is subjective. This list might not and probably will not represent your entire preferences, but is mainly for inspiration and entertainment, and leaves room for discussion in the comments below how you would have sorted the tier list yourself. We are also going to switch between websites. I also have a Scryfall website open here, so we can switch back and forth, look at the different arts, and create an educated opinion about the respective art styles and artworks. So let's start from the beginning chronologically with the Unglued land. These were the first ones that were created in MTG history that were full art in some way. They do not have a text box and don't say much than just the name and that it is a land, and then they have the symbol here, what they create, and have a little tap symbol up here. People who know me personally or have been part of the channel for a while now and also looked at my commander decks know that I do enjoy retro style basic lands, and therefore in my eyes, like, this art is beautiful. I do like the snowy mountains here, and the island just looks very nice and blue, and the misty swamps here, the sun rays through the forest, and also the plains is nice with the cloud up here. So all in all, I think it's a solid A in my eyes, just because it's the very first time they tried full art lands. It's not the best or the most beautiful thing, but it's certainly up there in my eyes, and it is the only one that is in retro style. So if you want a retro style full art basic land, if you look down there, there's not much left. There's nothing left, actually. Nothing that looks retro, really. So then for a long while we don't have much happening in the full art basic land sphere, and then the Unhinged lands came along. I just noticed that I misplaced them here, so let's swap them around for a sec. Yeah, that is better. So the Unglued came out in '98, and these took another 6 years to come out for the MTG community, and they gave us this cycle of even fuller art lands. They were carrying a high price tag in foil. They were the first foil full arts. I think these were as high as like 20, maybe 40 bucks per piece in foil. The blue ones, they were the most expensive, and people invested in them, foiled out their decks, and then Modern Horizons, Double Masters, I don't remember. It was a Double Master, I think, came out, gave us a even more modern frame and tanked the price, because you could find them in, I think, every VIP pack. I don't really remember, but it tanked the price, and I think these are down to, I don't know, I'd guess like 10 bucks each or so, also depending on desirability. But yeah, we're here for the art, and I think it's beautiful. I like the moon in the swamp, I like the very cobalt blue in the islands. The rest is also very solid. I'd give it a solid B in my eyes. Can already hear people screaming who are really into the art of the second full art cycle, that this should be an A or an S tier even. But yeah, make your own tier list. Let me know in the comments what you would put the lands in. And let's look at the third cycle, which was the Zendikar cycle, which was the first time they printed full art lands in normal booster packs and standard booster packs. So these islands, for example, I really like. I also remember the mountain arc here, which is really pretty, and just the artwork's like so beautiful. And people were trading those away for like, I don't know, I think some of them even went as high as like $10 each. And even I invested in several of these, foiled out my deck. I remember my cousin had a fully foiled out commander deck with these basic lands in them. Sadly today they are no longer special and they just cost a couple of bucks each in foil. I do like the art, I do like the still kind of retro-y modern frame of these lands and the history they have, since the next full art lands came out years later. So these were special for quite a while and have a place in my heart still. So yeah, let's give them a solid B, I think, for the full cycle of OG Zendikar full art lands. And let's look at a land cycle of Judge lands that not many people might know about. There was a cycle of 5 full art basic lands by Therese Nielsen, which is one of my favorite artists actually. I do like her art style. I think she is no longer drawing for Wizards of the Coast because of something she said, but that doesn't make her art any less beautiful. Then again, I think for me personally, I didn't like the fact that these lands are very hard to come by. It is a panorama that you can put together, like you can put them side by side and they give you a nice panorama picture. But I think I do like when Therese Nielsen paints like more than just lands or just nature. So sorry Therese, I'd give this a C. Like it's still pretty, but it's not blowing me away. And as I said, the availability for these lands is really hard to come by. These lands have the same frame as the Zendikar lands. They were all foil only. So yeah, that's my final verdict. Interestingly enough, between Zendikar and these Judge foil lands, another 5 years have passed, and apparently those were like a precursor to the era that we are in now with the BFZ foils here. 1 year later, Wizards was testing the waters if these lands are still a thing and people are enjoying these, and here you go. A full cycle of BFZ full art basics, a little different frame style as you can see here when you compare them, and many people were losing their heads investing in those lands, including me, and they didn't hold up. There were just too many lands because everyone was looking for the expeditions and they reprinted fetch lands in them, and so these were cracked like crazy and flooded the market. I think you can get each of these for like $1 or $2 per piece right now. And they are pretty, some of them, some reprints also. You remember the arc, I think this one is also in the original Zendikar block and this forest here. So they included 1 or 2 of the original Zendikar lands in the reprints with the Battle for Zendikar. I think this Plains here was in the original one or so, or this one, yeah, this one wasn't in the original. And yeah, as so often in life, if everything's special, nothing is special. So if everyone has those lands, it's not really special. So the fact that these were flooding the market and the foiling wasn't really that special, the art style just doesn't blow me away, I'd give this maybe a C, D, I don't know. Let's put this at C, maybe I will change my mind, put it at D. But it's just nothing special, none of the art styles are really like captivating my eyes. But if you just want general full art lands, these are the go-to lands. So maybe let's keep it at C. They are the cheapest in my eyes, easiest to come by, because people still have like hundreds of copies somewhere in boxes stored away for maybe hoping later gains or something, or just if they want to ever full art land out their deck. I also included the wastes in here, which is these two. This art style is very bland, but I really like the Kozilek style wastes. I was always a little sad that we never saw a Emrakul wastes. I hope this will be a thing one day. It would be awesome if the John Avon Secret Lair with Emrakul in it had a wastes, full art Emrakul style wastes in it, but I doubt it will be a thing. So maybe if Emrakul is reprinted in the next Trip Flip Masters, we're gonna see an Emrakul style waste. I am playing wastes in my Kozilek commander deck, which I made a recent short on and included the deck list in the description if you want to look at it. There are not many in them because many of the non-basic lands are just better than just basic wastes in most cases, so I'm not playing many. I would give it a solid B because they included full art wastes. This was the first time I like the art style of the Kozilek wastes, just being able to play them. And let's continue on with the Amonkhet cycle. The Amonkhet cycle had two different blocks, the Amonkhet block and the Hour of Devastation block. And the second was more darker, more bloody, kind of. And the first one was more foreboding, so they are quite similar in style. They always have the horns of Nicol Bolas in the back printed on them. So the Amonkhet, the normal ones, I'm not a big fan. If you like Nicol Bolas, they will probably end up higher in the list, but I'm not a big fan. I will put them at D, so this is the first D we have here. They're just not in any way captivating if you don't like Nicol Bolas in particular. I do like the red island and the bloody swamp and the bloody forest. That is kind of cool. The very dark plains is also cool. The mountain doesn't really flash me, but all in all I would give this a C. So this is a solid cycle. I still wouldn't play it, but I like the idea of having a red unique island. So let's put the Hour of Devastation lands at C tier and head on to the, what was it, Unstable lands, which were pretty much the fullest art lands we ever had up until then. I am playing the full art forest here in my Eudora mono green reanimator deck, so I do like the style. I do like the fact that they don't have a real border here. I think they were a little harder to come by. I think I paid like $2 each for the forest today. They never really reprinted them. I do like the little dragons that are flying here. I really like the plains field and the misty moon in the background. So I think it's a solid something between A and B. Let's put it at B for now and see if I change my mind at some point. And let's head on to the full art snow-covered lands from Modern Horizons 2. These 5 I really like. At the beginning they were quite expensive because people were investing in them thinking they were quite rare, but they quickly tanked in price. But they are the only snow-covered full art lands we have, I think, until now. So still no other full art lands of snow-covereds. The art style in particular is quite similar throughout all the lands, so a C plus maybe. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I still do enjoy the original Ice Age snow-covered lands over those full art lands, but that's just me. I think I even like the Cold Snap lands more than the full art snow-covered lands. So they have to invent some more full art snow-covered lands, so maybe I find some art that I like more than the OG Ice Age snow-covered lands. And don't worry, we are going to beat the original Unglued lands at some point, because I think the Theros Pokemon Energy lands here are very pretty. They remind many players of Pokemon Energy cards. That's why some people put those in as a joke and meme. I do like the broccoli here, and generally the art style is very captivating, very strong also in contrast. So I do enjoy the style. I don't have enough lands to build a monocolored of each of those colors, but I think I could build like a 2-color or 3-color decks out of these. So I do like them a lot, and I think they are quite close to the unglued lands, if not even on the same level. Then we had the next unset, which was the unsanctioned set. I don't remember ever seeing any in person. Maybe once. I remember they had like a gold foil around the frame. I don't remember if all the card was foil, if you had a foil card, or this was the first time they tried the etched foil of those lands. I do like the art style, but they were quite rare in a set that not many people opened. Let's put them at a solid B, since the art style of these is quite unique. Again, very strong in contrast. You recognize which color they belong to, though the island is quite dark. I do like them. Then we had it was the Double Master that reprinted the OG Unhinged lands. So I didn't include them. They also randomly reprinted some of the Zendikar lands. So we're gonna skip those. They already have been put into the tier list. And then we're already at 2020 with the Return to Zendikar, the Zendikar Rising set. These lands are quite pretty, but I think none of them are really like flashing me, you know? Like there are some nice pieces, but up until now we had much better, crisper, stronger art styles and arts and artworks. And yeah, these are just, in my eyes, just another cycle of basic Zendikar full art lands that you can just get for like 10 cents each. They're nothing special. I do like the Whirlpool here, but other than that, I'm not really blown away. This one is also kind of cute with the blue in the background. Yeah, let's put them at a C, I guess, similar to the OG Battle for Zendikar lands. While the OG Zendikar lands are still at a B in my eyes. And then we are at Midnight Hunt. And this art style, oh man. I think we have two factions in the community. Ones that really like them and ones that really dislike them. I do like the idea. They tried something here. But the black and white and the very hard to discern which color they are lands. The fact that it is so... I really dislike them. If you're playing a mono red deck, it's okay to just put those in because you only play mono red. But if you play a red and black deck, like you play this land and from afar it looks like a swamp or the other way around, they all just look swampy. They are all black. Play a white and black deck and you are not able to discern them. I put one artwork here, so they include the Crimson Vow lands as well. There's another cycle not many people know about. I'm going to talk about that in a sec. This one is just, in my eyes, just a fail. Like, it's not good. I don't like it. It's a cool idea, but I really, really dislike them. It's really hard to know which kind of land your opponent is playing if they're playing a full set of these. Though I do like the art on them. Like, this is really cool, like a ship and tentacles and stuff, I guess. That is cool. If you're playing one cycle, one color, sure, include them, but please don't include them in a 5-color deck. It's really hard to discern from afar. And then I just hinted at another cycle of black and white lands, which is the Moonlit cycle, and I don't think many people know about it. I didn't know about it until I saw it at Scryfall. I thought this was like an online version, but no, they were given out from WPN stores, I guess at like Friday Night Magics, or if you buy a certain amount of product value or a certain product, I don't know. But these are even worse. They are black and white and they don't even have a color, so even the color symbol is black and white. These go for around 10 bucks each, so they are quite bling and quite pimp version of lands, full art black and white lands. So if you want to go all in, build a 5-color full art land with these and try to discern them from another I guess I do like the idea that you could play planes. They are white and the frame is white, but all the others are just, you can't discern them. You don't know what's going on in the art. They also just reused the art from some of the other arts that were already used. So this forest here is the same one as that one. Let's see, the mountain is the same one as this one, though it's zoomed out a little, interesting. So yeah, I suppose the rest as well. Yeah, that's the Crimson Vow swamp here. So yeah, it's just sad. It's another fail in my eyes. The whole cycle, the whole idea of black and white lands. Just don't do that again, please, Wizards. But then this they should do again. Look at the next cycle and I think you will agree with me. The Kamigawa Neon Dynasty basic lands. Those are gorgeous. I do really like the Fireball mountain here. I really like the Crane Island there. I like the red swamp, though it is confusing if you're playing a red and black deck, so maybe use this version, which is also very beautiful with the purple swamp here. So I think this is a total success, and you know which letter success starts with an S. So this, in my eyes, is the creme de la creme, the perfect basic land. We'll see if we find more of these throughout the next basic lands, but I think most of you will agree with me. Those are the best lands. And in foil they also look gorgeous. So want to pimp out your deck, use these. They are colorful, they are beautiful. Can't praise them enough. And then, how it is in life, after highs there are always some lows. The new Capenna lands. I like the idea. I liked the set generally. I did not like the land cycle. They are colorful, they are nice, but I didn't like the industrial style of these, though the Kamigawa set was also industrial, was futuristic, but the lands were very traditionally looking, like traditional Japanese art style. And these are just like, what is that? Are those trains? I don't like them. It's just give them a D and move on with them. The Dominaria United stained glass style lands. I like them. They're pretty. They have similar energy to the Theros full art lands, and I think those are a solid A. Like I like them. I don't think I own many, but I would have a deck of these if I did. And then Wizards tried something new with the Unfinity set. If you been on the channel long enough, you know that I have a Krark and Vile Smasher trap deck where I like to use the Unfinity lands just because the galaxy foiling is so pretty and reminds me of Pokemon foils, which I had several of in my childhood. Don't collect Pokemon anymore. I think my wife still does. From time to time, if she finds a Pokemon card in a collection that she doesn't have, she puts it in a binder, but that's about it. And at first I was quite critical of like spaceships flying around, which I think looks weird in the MTG universe. The planets are also kinda, I don't know, not fitting with the MTG universe in my eyes. I think again, similar to the Innistrad lands up here, I think there are two factions here. One's the ones who like them and the ones who don't. I split them into both categories, so the planets and the, well, on the planets lands. And they are quite colorful, quite unique. All in all, I think both of them are a solid B. I do like the galaxy foiling, but compared to all the other lands that exist, I don't think they are my most favorite, though I am playing them in one of my decks because I like the unique nature of them. So, and let's look at the next category here, which is the Brothers War full art lands. A whole bunch of machines to be seen here. I'm not a great fan. If you have a machinery artifact deck, I guess you could play them. I don't like them that much. So let's put them at a D. Next up, another cycle not many people probably know about, which is another full art Judge promo basic land set. They do look pretty. They have a owl on there. We looked at the former Judge promos. I think back then people didn't have to pay for being in the Judge program, and I think today they have to. And the fact that this is so, I think it's really sad that they get a cycle of lands as a thank you. I don't know why there has to be an owl on each of the artworks. I don't see the owl in the blue one though. Guess it's because there is an owl for the Judge promo symbol here. What I do like is that these are the first lands that have the mana symbol on the left. So up until then we had mana symbols in the middle, and it is really nice if you sort your lands and put like land over land, you can always see the mana symbol and you don't have to look at the name or the art. So that's a plus. This is what they do with the upcoming sets from now on, putting the mana symbol to the left. I hope they keep that, but other than that, it's a land not many people can get. I think they have to pay for it, and the fact that the old Judge promo lands were a C and you could get them for free, I think that's a D. It's restricted to judges. I cannot get it except when I pay a lot of money for them. And the art style with the random owls on there, I even don't really enjoy. So if you like owls, sure. If you don't, I think we agree. Now the All Will Be One set had some daring art, might I say, with the spidery swampland and the Phyrexian white Elish Norn plains. All of them show the Phyrexian Phi symbol here, so the circle with a line through them. I guess I like them. I like that you can clearly discern them. They are quite similar with the fog around them. I think it's a solid B. They are nice. They pop, so you can see right now these are the lightest of all the lands here, so that's a nice change of pace. Then we have the Phyrexian scriptures here. They all look very like a death metal cover. Have the scriptures on the side. I don't know what they say, if they all say the same. Doesn't seem so, so they have different things written there. It's unique, but I'm not the biggest fan of them. I do like the fact that there's like a skeleton on the plains, which is unique. There's also another skeleton here, eyeballs here. Yeah, but yeah, I don't like them that much. It's a C for me. Some people might disagree here, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan here. Opposed to what many people might think, the oil slick lands I do like a lot. I do like the black foiling, which is really unique and a thing they only did with the San Diego Comic-Con cards, Planeswalkers. I think they discontinued that, I'm not really sure. Or they discontinued the style of the black foiling since it's really hard to read. I do like them on the lands. They are harder to discern. You could argue it's similar to the Midnight Hunt lands since it's just black and white and some color symbol on there, but I think it's easier to read. And if you play few of these, I think it's okay. So I'm playing those in my 4-color Saga deck, Atraxa Saga deck. Yeah, fetching those is taking longer, obviously, but I'm only playing 8 copies of basic lands, so 2 of each, so it doesn't take me too long. I wouldn't build a 5-color deck with like 20 of these. This would take too much time, but I do like the uniqueness of them. And for me, that's solid A. Can already hear the screams, heretic! Because I put those Midnight Hunt down there and the oil slicks up here. But I really like the foiling of the black shimmering oil slick foil thing. You have to see it in person so you know the difference between normal foil and the oil slick foil. I really like that. If you don't have a lot of cards in oil slick style in your deck, I think it's okay. If you have a whole deck out of it, including the San Diego Comic-Con promos, I think it is probably a little exhausting to look at. Now we're almost finished. Got 6 more lands to sort. I think this one is quite easy to put into a category. I like the colors. I like the hidden Phyrexian symbols here of the mom set. I do like the contrast and the unique colors here. So we have the red and blue swamp. Really like that. The blue-red mountain here. And the green, white, red plains. So this is quite unique. They have the mana symbol here on the left again. And yeah, I like them actually. I'm not playing them in any deck, but I think that's actually a solid B. I really like the unique style of these. And the fact that you were able to get them in normal boosters, if I recall that correctly. Now, Lord of the Rings full arts. I didn't include Secret Lairs, because that would just take so much more time, and also they are quite hard to come by if you don't spend a whole bunch of money. So if you want me to do a Secret Lair tier list for basics, let me know. But I think there is not many people who would enjoy that since, well, you have to pay a lot of money to get a set of like 10 or 20 of each basic land. These Lord of the Rings lands you were able to come by quite easily. I think in every booster or so you got them. We opened a couple of bundles on the channel. I opened a set box with my cousin, and we have a whole bunch of these. I dislike them a lot. These are green lands. They all have the same style, and the only difference is the framing up here and down there that tells you which color they are. I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan. I guess I like the franchise. I like the fact that they did this, but outside of the Lord of the Rings universe, I wouldn't play them. Inside, I mean, they should have just put a layer of red coloring over it, or blue coloring, or black, you know, just to be able to differentiate the color a little better. So yeah, I really dislike them. Let me know if you like them. I do not. And it's fine, you know, like everyone is allowed to like what they like, and art is subjective. So yeah, you play your Lord of the Rings lands if you enjoy them in your random Atraxa deck or whatever. Nearing the end here, 4 more lands to go. The Eldraine full arts I really like. I like the kind of fairy tale book kind of style here. The 4 here I like the most. The planes from the other side I like the least, I think. But these 4 are really beautiful, and I think in my eyes actually it's a solid A. Like, I really like them except for the planes. I really like the style. I really like it. It really fits nicely to the set itself, the Eldraine set, the fairy tales. And yeah, if I had enough, I would put those into a fairy tale kind of deck with, I don't know, fairies or whatever. Would have to see which deck those would fit in. Then we have some more Lord of the Rings lands. You already know my opinion towards those. And then we have the last Caverns of Ixalan set. This cycle of basics is gorgeous. I haven't had the pleasure of opening boosters yet. There will be 2 bundles coming towards the beginning of December. I ordered the normal and the gift bundle together to save some shipping costs. So these bundles will arrive soon, and I'm gonna open them on the channel as usual. So I'm looking forward to owning some of these, but probably 2 bundles will not include enough to be able to build a deck. I do hope the normal bundle pack will include some of these, but I doubt it actually, since they are kind of special. But we'll see. I found it funny to see on Twitter that some people were confusing them for ad cards and threw them away. So if you are opening booster packs, always look twice. The ad cards do look similar to the basic lands or vice versa. Don't throw away those beautiful basic lands. I really like the art style. Very unique. Interesting that they chose to center the mana symbol here. So if you see mountain, the word is longer than, for example, the plains. So the mana symbol is more to the middle here and more to the side here. I would have wished them all to be more to the side, but I guess they chose that on purpose. But other than that, I think it's very pretty, and actually I'm torn between S and A right now. So let's put them at S tier. Like, I really like them. I really like the style, the uniqueness. Obviously the planes I wouldn't play in all decks that have plains, since there is a little dinosaur here, but I could see myself playing the islands, the forest, the mountain, the swamp in any deck. Really enjoy the style. Really, really great work here. 2 more to go. We have the Jurassic Park lands, which are interestingly enough double-sided. So we have the plains here, the island here. This one I like a lot with the dinosaur. Fish here, we have some swamp. This one I don't like that much. Mountain, okay, and the forest. Yeah, I mostly like the island, and even that one I wouldn't play in any of my decks. So if you have like a Leviathan deck, this one would be cool, but then again you have random people here with like cameras cheering. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like it. Just a personal thing here. Let's put it at D. And lastly, we have the Fallout lands, which all look quite desolate and apocalyptic. I do like a style, though I'm not the biggest fan of Fallout. I like the idea of having like end of time basic land, but it's just 1 or 2 that really speak to me. Like this one I kind of like, maybe this one, and this one, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. I'd give it a solid C here and look over it for a sec again to see if I would change anything now that I sorted them all. But no, I think I'm quite happy with this placement we did here. I hope you enjoyed this kind of video. Do let me know in the comments below how you would have changed something, anything. I will also link to the Scryfall prompt, which I used to get all of these copies, which are non-digital and full art, in the comments below. And if you stayed till the end, consider subscribing to this channel. Let me know if I should do this again. So boop that left button, click the right one for another awesome video. Don't let anyone tell you which lands you're allowed to play or not. Just play what you like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.